Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your time and coming to attend this Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are in chapter 2, which is entitled Contents of Gita Summarized. So far we have heard in the first chapter, Arjun made a request to Krishna, please place my chariot in between the two armies. Senayor ubhayor madhye ratham sthapayame achyuta. And Krishna placed the chariot right in front of Bhishma and Drona because they were very dear to Arjun. When Krishna wants to do something, he does it perfectly. Krishna actually is a supreme personality of perfection. Nobody can be more perfect than Krishna. Whatever he does it with perfection. So, therefore, when Krishna placed his chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona, it was a very strategic move by Krishna. Because Krishna, he wanted to speak Bhagavad Gita. He wanted to teach the whole world this immortal knowledge of Gita, which has benefited millions so far, and it will keep benefiting many millions of people in the future also. And then Krishna, when he placed his chariot in front of Bhishma and Drona, Arjuna sees all the various 5 generations assembled in front of him, and he gets into complete confusion. Acharyan, Matulan, Bhratrin, Putran, Pautran, Sakhins Tatha, Shvashuran, Suridaschaiva, Senayor Ubhayorapi. He is seeing on both sides and he gets in complete confusion. Krishna, I can't fight. Previously he had said, I want to see the evil-minded sons of Dhritarashtra. Dhartarashtrasya Durbuddhe. And then in 28th verse he says, Drishtve Swajanam, they are my people. This transition from Durbuddhi, Dhritarashtra ke putra to my people. It happened because of vision, because of seeing things. When we see this world according to our own conceptions, we are bound to get confused. Because there is a veil of glamour, there is a veil of covering, veil of Maya, illusion. And therefore the things are not actually what they are. And then Arjun, he gives 5 reasons. Compassion, how will I enjoy? I'll become sinful. Family will be destroyed. Who will protect the women of the society? They may be exploited. Unwanted progeny may be born. And then ultimately in the 2nd chapter he says, Krishna, I am completely confused. I surrender. Shishyaste aham. That is the first transition where a person, a living entity, takes to spiritual life. Spiritual life begins with accepting a spiritual master or a teacher. Adav Guru Padashraya. So that's what Arjun did. And then when you surrender to Guru, what Guru does? Oh, you are such a nice disciple. No. First thing is chastisement. You are a fool. So you should not be surprised. एक तो मैं surrender कर रहा हूँ. ऊपर से डांट पड़ रही है मेरे को. क्या चल रहा है? Nobody is surrendering. At least I am coming. But spiritual life begins with chastisement many times. Not always, but कई बार डांट पड़ने से शुरू होता है life. And if somebody is chastised and corrected, that means that person is trusted by the authorities. Generally we correct somebody and chastise somebody only when we trust that person. इसको डांटेंगे तो भाग नहीं जाएगा. इसको डांटेंगे तो he will take it in a positive attitude. So then ultimately Krishna, he starts describing the knowledge of the soul. Then he describes about enjoyment. Both ways you will enjoy. Either you die or win. You will enjoy. You will go to heaven, enjoy. You will stay here, enjoy. And you are thinking about sinful life. Work for higher purpose. Then you will not become sinful. And that is called as Buddhi Yoga. Esha te abhita sankhya Buddhi Yoga. And then it describes the characteristics of Buddhi Yoga. In 2.40 he says this is never lost. Any little endeavor, that's a permanent gain. What is required to practice this? One-pointed determination, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. What else is needed? Free from any other distractions. So we discussed till verse number 44, right? 44 was a very important verse. If we are attached to the enjoyment of this world, we can't develop one-pointed determination. We'll start from 45th verse. Recite this. Traigunya Vishaya Veda Nistraigunyo Bhava Arjuna Nirdvandvo Nitya Sattvastho Niryogakshema Atmavan. Translation please. Somebody can read.
The Vedas deal mainly with the subject of the three modes of material nature. O Arjuna, become transcendental to these three modes. Be free from all the dualities and from all anxieties for gain and safety, and be established in the self.
Okay. Traigunya Vishaya Veda. All the Vedas, they deal with the three modes of material nature. त्रिगुणों में सब वेदों का वर्णन त्रिगुणों में ही है. त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा. निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुना. Arjun, transcend the modes of nature. Then you will be nirdvandva. Dvandva means free from dualities. Sattvastho means you will be free from anxiety. I want gain, I want safety. This is anxiety. You will be free from that. And then you will become Atmavan. Atmavan means established in self. This is a very interesting word. You know why Krishna is speaking like this? Because when Krishna spoke Bhoga Aishwarya, don't enjoy, control your life. Arjun may say, well, but it is given in the Vedas, right? Scriptures say you can enjoy religious life. Diya hua hai na, you should enjoy. If you want to worship, if you want to become wealthy, or worship Kuvera or Lakshmi. If you want good health, go to Surya. If you want good husband, worship Lord Shiva. Good wife. Once I was talking to students and I started speaking like this. तो मैं रुक गया बोल के. बोले प्रभु जी जल्दी बोलिए. So there are many Devata worship, many types of Devata worship mentioned. So Arjun gets a doubt. आप क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि we should not enjoy? It is given in the Vedas, right? Krishna says yes, it is given in the Vedas, but we should understand that the Vedas, they deal with three modes of nature. So Arjun, you should go beyond the three modes, and then you will become Nitya Sattva Stha. Nitya Sattva Stha means you will be situated in spiritual existence, and you will become Niryoga Kshema. This word has come some other place. Yoga Kshema. कहाँ पे है? LIC में है. LIC में नहीं है. LIC वालों ने लिया है यहाँ से. ओरिजिनल इधर है. LIC में नहीं है. If something is repeated again and again, that becomes the truth. लोग LIC को जानते हैं, भगवद गीता को जानता ही नहीं है कोई. किधर है LIC? अरे LIC में नहीं है ये. LIC वालों ने लिया है इधर से. Yoga Kshema. So he says you will be free from this conception of gain and protection. And that is what people are interested in, protection and gain. So he says when you be situated in transcendence, beyond the modes. ये बहुत बड़े-बड़े word है नहीं? Transcendental, situated in the self. Now, how many of you are really, मतलब आपको बोलेंगे तो आप बता पाएंगे क्या है? What it means to be situated in self. यहाँ पे एक word है ना? Established in the self. Yes, anyone would like to? हमेशा मैं ही क्यों बोलूँ? Yes.
It can be self-awareness or another meaning, be present in the moment.
Okay, that is one level of being established in the self-awareness. Yesterday only I was discussing these two words, self-conscious and self-aware. You know what's the difference? Self-awareness and self-conscious. एक है या अलग है? अलग है? क्या अलग है? You know, we say he is very self-conscious. Self-conscious means obsessed with how he looks, how he speaks. लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचेंगे? You know,
Just from outside to us.
that is our conception. है लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोचते होंगे? ये कैसे है? ये कैसा दिखते हैं? And we are somebody has to give a presentation stage on the stage. वो stage फिर लोग क्या सोच रहे होंगे? मैं कैसा दिख रहा हूँ? कैसा दिख रही हूँ? अरे जो लोग सोचेंगे वो भी हम ही सोचेंगे तो लोग क्या सोचेंगे? So we have to understand, self-conscious means I am so much obsessed with how I look, how I speak, लोग मेरे बारे में क्या सोच रहे हैं. Self-awareness, that is, that can be understood at three levels. First is to be aware of our thoughts, to be aware of our decisions, our willpower, our determinations, our desires. Okay, that is one level of self-awareness. Next level is, as Mataji said, to be aware of what is our identity. We are not this body, we are soul. That is self-awareness at a higher level. And even higher level of self-awareness is to be aware of the Supreme Lord who is there in the heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutana Hridadeshe Arjuna Tishtati. To be aware of that personality. So that is called as to be established in self. Nitya Sattvastha. And then you will become Atmavan. What is the meaning of Atmavan? Balavan. What is the meaning of Balavan? One who has Bal. Dhanavan, who has Dhan. Jnanavan, who has Jnana. So what is Atmavan?
Hearing the inner conscience.
So technical meaning, word to word literal meaning क्या हो जाएगा?
Aware of
One who is possessor of Atma. That is a technical meaning, na? Atmavan matlab one who is possessor of Atma. So how can somebody say a possessor of Atma? Because we are ourselves, we are Atma, we are not this body. So possessor of Atma means we are aware of our spiritual existence. That is the most important thing in this world. So in this world, we have heard this many times, Dil mange more. Aur chahiye, aur chahiye, aur chahiye. This verse says, I want myself more. Atmavan, I want myself. That means to understand what is the actual constitutional position of every one of us. What is meaning of constitution? Suna ye word constitution, Indian constitution.
framed
Constitution means what? Okay, ठीक है वो तो ठीक है. Any other meaning?
law and order.
What is the word? The meaning of this word, constitution.
Sure to obey.
Okay, ठीक है. We have to obey this. That means, I'll give an example. Constitution. What is the constitution of sugar?
Sweet.
Sweetness. Fire.
Body.
So how does what we understand from this word constitution?
Oh no.
Can sugar be salty? Can fire be cold? आज आग ठंडी ठंडी लग रही है क्यों? ऐसा होगा? नहीं होगा. That means constitution means that will never change. So what is our constitution? Atmavan means what is our constitution? That we have to understand. It is very difficult to understand this in the today's world because in this world glamour is so much. We are enamored by the glamour of the world. We always want to become someone else. We don't want to become ourselves. This word says, become yourself, Atmavan. अरे खुद को पहचानो, शुद्ध हिंदी में, common language, अरे खुद को पहचानो. But we are, in this world, we are obsessed with the glamour. Celebrities, cricket stars, Bollywood stars, politicians. We want to imitate them. We want to become like them. Any movie star has, starts any fashion, पूरी दुनिया वही fashion कर रही है. And after 6 months, Oscar Wilde, he said, fashion is such a ugly form of beauty that it has to be changed every 6 months. तो 6 महीने से ज्यादा सहन नहीं कर सकते फैशन. तो 6 महीने से ज्यादा कैसे फैशन चलेगा? नया फैशन has to come. So in this world, we are always enamored by the glamour of the world. And we don't realize that what is our actual constitutional position. We have our identity. Everyone has some unique thing inside them. Krishna ने सबको अलग अलग बनाया है. It is not that ये और ये एकदम same है. No, you will not find any two people in this world same. But we keep on comparing. We keep on, thinking, मुझे इनके जैसा बनना है. मुझे इनके जैसा बनना है. We can't become anyone else because we are our only sample copy. हमारे जैसा कोई भी नहीं है. हमारे जैसे केवल हम ही हैं. We are unique. Everybody in this world is unique. No, if I ask you how many oranges are equal to 2 apples, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है? Everybody is unique. But the problem is, the uniqueness inside us is so much covered by the glamour of the world, we don't see what is there inside us. Everybody, if somebody gives a gift, सबको एक एक गिफ्ट दिया. What is our nature? तेरे गिफ्ट में क्या है? अच्छा, इसको क्या मिला? अरे तेरे पास क्या है वो देखना. नहीं, वो तो बाद में देखेंगे. We are eager to see what others have. Because grass is always green on the other side. उसको क्या मिला वो देखते हैं. मेरे पास क्या है वो देखो ना. Because everybody has something special given to us by Krishna. So when we go deep inside and try to find out what is there with us, then we become Atmavan. Otherwise, we are always dissatisfied. Dissatisfaction comes when we don't see what we have. We always keep looking, इनके पास क्या है, इनके पास क्या है, इनके पास क्या है, उधर क्या है, उधर क्या है. भाई आपके पास क्या है वो देखिए. मेरे पास तो कुछ दिख ही नहीं रहा है. Because we are not looking also inside. Srila Prabhupada tells a story. One time there was a man, and his father, he was on the deathbed, and he called his son, and he was about to tell that I have a very huge treasury and I have not told you about this. Now I'll tell you. And as he was about to tell, he died. बोले लो बता के चले जाते. So अभी ट्रेजरी तो है पिताजी का, किधर है? He started searching for his treasury. His whole life he searched for the treasury. He could not get. He told his son, I have one desire. मेरे पिताजी ने बताया था कि कहीं तो सोना छुपाया है, खजाना है, खजाना कहाँ है? तो please search that treasury. Son also searched his whole life, tried everything, but still he could not find. He also died dissatisfied. Grandson of king, बताने के मरने के पहले वो भी बता के गए, बेटा तेरे दादाजी खजाना छुपा के गए. परदादा, हाँ जी परदादा. ढूंढो कहाँ है, and then you will become the richest person. And he was also thinking, he said, anyways the house is very old now, let me renovate the house. उसके बाद treasury ढूंढेंगे बाद में. And he started digging the backyard of his house for the renovation. And lo and behold, what happened? He found the treasury there itself. This is our story. We are like that man. खजाना सब जगह ढूंढ रहे हैं, इधर खजाना है, उधर है, इधर है. Where is the treasure? It is right there inside us. Just like the musk deer, Kasturi mriga. When the gland in his belly becomes mature, emits such a fragrance. And this deer is running around everywhere in the jungle. कहाँ से आ रही है सुगंध? Because he never finds, because it is there inside him. So that's the problem. We don't turn inside. One time, a person went to a doctor. He said, "Doctor साहब, मेरे पूरे शरीर में दर्द होता है." बोले किधर दर्द? जहां छो वहां दर्द होता है. So he said, इधर दर्द होता है, हाँ इधर भी, जहां छू रहा है वहां दर्द होता है. डॉक्टर थॉट कुछ तो गड़बड़ है. He told, show your finger. His finger had a boil. बोले जहां छू रहा उधर ही दुख रहा है डॉक्टर साहब. So that is the foolishness of the material civilization. He is not trying to understand where is the problem, why I am not happy. And then we are running around, ye chahiye, wo chahiye. So the more we connect to ourselves, the more we connect to the Lord by this wonderful process of devotional service, the more we will be satisfied. Then we will be situated in actual glory. There is a verse in Bhagavatam which says, Bhukta bhoga parityakta drishta dosha cha nityasaha na ishwarasya shubham dhatte swe mahimni sitasya cha. Bhukta bhoga parityakta. When a living entity gives up a desire to enjoy the things of the world and starts looking inside, because he understands ये संसार में ना कुछ भी अच्छा नहीं है. अच्छा है, but the pain is a lot. And we have discussed this verse many times. 5th chapter, please take out 5th chapter, 22nd verse. We have discussed this many times. All the happiness of this world is pregnant with something. Pregnant with what? It is pregnant with pain, misery. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate आद्यंतवंत कौन्तेय न ते शूरमते बुधा. Any type of enjoyment in this world, some sparasha, when the senses they come in touch with sense objects. पहले कैसा लगता है? If somebody likes gulab jamun, which sweet you like? Gulab jamun. So first gulab jamun, when you eat, how it tastes? Wow, nectar है, मजा आया. Second वाला, और मजा आ रहा है. Third, okay, ठीक है, not so bad, अच्छा लग रहा है. Fourth, fifth, 10th, मतलब देखना भी नहीं है इसकी तरफ, लेके जाओ इसको, हटाओ. So all the happiness of this world has a misery inside it. अभी नहीं तो बाद में आता है. We can't see the misery because it is just like a pregnant mother. The child is not seen for a few months at all. Just wait. It will come out. And you can't abort this misery also. Pregnant women abortion हो जाता है. लेकिन इसका abortion नहीं कर सकते. It has to give birth to problems. So that is the very harsh understanding of this world. दुख होता ही है. कुछ भी करो, anything you want to enjoy in this world, it will surely give some pain at some point of time. आज नहीं तो थोड़े दिनों के बाद या सालों के बाद it comes for sure. So therefore, the more we understand Gita, the more we start practicing this bhakti yoga, chanting regularly, the more we understand, okay, it is not worth it. I don't want to spend my whole life working for something which is not even taken for, which cannot be taken even in the next life. It is a waste of time. Okay, I'll take care of my life, take care of my family, but that is not my ultimate goal. Ordinary person thinks, if I can take care of my family nicely, that means I am a successful person. But spiritual person thinks, no, that is not the end. That is just a part of my life. I'll not make it the goal of my life. So therefore, we should not be thinking about good life. We should be thinking about God's life. Good life means, what's the meaning of good life? अच्छा जीवन चल रहा है इसका. Yes, any thoughts about good life? अच्छा जीवन किसको बोलते हैं in the outside world? Money. Or
We get all that we desire.
good health, good relations, good children, obedient children. एक बार बोले तो काम करते हैं बच्चे.
Good wife.
You know, there are 4 types of children. बच्चे बोलेंगे हमारे सामने हमारी बेइज्जती मत करिए प्रभु जी. हाँ, हम नेक्स्ट टाइम नहीं आएंगे फिर. The first class child is one who understands the mood of the father and does even without telling. ऐसे हैं कोई बच्चे? आजकल मुश्किल है, आजकल नहीं मिलते. Second, उनको बोला तो कर देते हैं. That is second class. Third class, can anyone guess third class child कैसा होगा? नहीं उतने भी नहीं. वो आएंगे, वो फोर्थ वाले.
Give a deaf ear.
You know, बोलने पे ना वो क्या बोलते हैं? ये कुछ भी बोलते रहते हैं पापा. It doesn't make sense to me, but क्या करेंगे? पापा बोल रहे हैं तो ठीक है कर देते हैं. And you know, fourth class child, जो आप लोग बोले वो करता ही नहीं है वो. उत्तमा चिंतिता कुर्यात. ये मैं अपना नहीं बनाया हुआ श्लोक है. उत्तमा चिंतिता कुर्यात प्रोक्ताकारी च मध्यमा अधमो अश्रद्धया कुर्यात अकर्ता उच्चरितम पितु. So you know, बच्चे फर्स्ट क्लास हैं, ओबीडियंट चिल्ड्रन, ओ वंडरफुल लाइफ. पत्नी भी बात मान रही है, तो फिर और भी नेक्स्ट लेवल हो जाएगा. और पति बात मान रहे हैं तो नेक्स्ट लेवल हो जाएगा. बोलेंगे आप प्रभु जी हमारे बारे में ऐसा कैसे बोल सकते हैं. इसलिए दोनों तरफ से बोलना चाहिए आजकल. So that is good life, you know, if we are happy and successful, satisfied. But God's life means what Krishna wants me to do. What Bhagavad Gita teaches us, that I am working on it. That is God's life. One time a person came to Prabhupada and said, Swamiji, I have read entire Bhagavad Gita. So Prabhupada said, oh, which is your favorite verse? So he quoted 18th chapter 1 verse. He says, you know, after teaching entire Bhagavad Gita, you know what Krishna told to Arjuna? Yathechasi tatha kuru. He said, oh Arjuna, I have taught you everything. Now you do whatever you want. ये मेरा favorite है. Krishna is so wonderful, you know. He never forces his decisions. But you know what Arjuna says? That is more important. After Krishna gives us a freedom to do whatever we want, what we do? He says, Nashtamoho. We'll recite this. It is 18.72. 18th chapter. Last chapter, 72nd verse. After hearing the entire Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna's conclusion is, all my illusion is gone. Nashtamoho है ना? आगे पीछे कौन सा? 18.72, 73 है ना? 73 निकालिए. नष्टमोहो स्मृति लब्ध्वा त्वत्प्रसादान्मयाच्युता स्थितोऽस्मि गत संदेहा करिष्ये वचनं तव. He says, Krishna, all my illusion is gone. Nashta moha smriti labdhva. My memory is established. तो मुंबई लैंग्वेज में मेरा दिमाग ठिकाने पे आ गया. My intelligence is now re-established. Nashta moha smriti labdhva. How? Tvat prasadat, by your mercy, O Krishna, Achyuta. Now you know what I'll do? Karishye vachanam tava. I will do whatever you say. So that is very important. So therefore, God's life means we are ready to do what Krishna wants us to do. Good life means dharma, artha, kam. Follow religious principles for what? Money. And after we get money, kya hoga? Enjoyment, maja. Enjoy the things of the world, dharma, artha, kam. But at least it is better, better than immoral life. Better than immoral life is dharmic life. Better than dharmic life is the life which God wants us to live. Dharmasya hi apavargasya nartho arthayo pakalpate narthasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hi smritaha. Bhagavatam says, dharma should not be practiced for getting the things of the world. It should be practiced for getting out of this world. Apavarga. Pavarga. Kakha gaga आता है सबको? यतिका? कक्का गगा आता है? पूरा आता है? पूछूंगा नहीं, चिंता मत करो. One time, one person came to Prabhupada and he said, Swamiji, your disciples, they don't know any Sanskrit shloka. You're an Indian person. वो आके बोलता है, स्वामी जी आपके डिसाइपल्स को कुछ भी श्लोक नहीं आता है. Prabhupada became very angry. He called one of his disciples, Kaushalya Mataji. He said, she knows all the shlokas of Ishopanishad. And she knew only 5. And Prabhupada said, you start reciting. So she started reciting, Om Purnamada Purnamidam Ishavasyam, first ho gaya, second ho gaya, third ho gaya, and she is telling Prabhupada, I don't know after 5. Andar se aisa chilla rahi hai. She is praying. After 4th, as she ended the 5th, Prabhupada said, that's it. That means you know entire Ishopanishad. Now you can go. So there is Pavarga. Pa is power. What is Pavarga? Pa, Ha, Ba, Bha, Ma. नहीं ठीक है. आपको आता होगा. So this is entire material life, Pavarga. When people they work hard, that is called as Parishram. Pa is Parishram. And when people work hard, you must have seen in the village, at least it is seen, when some horse or donkey or a bull is working hard, foam comes out of his mouth. That is called as Pa, Fena. Pa, Ha. And when somebody is working hard, he gets things of the world, and then comes the third things, that is Bandhan. He is attached to those things. इतना मेहनत करके मैंने ये सब पाया है, चला ना जाए. He is attached to it. Bandhan. Pa, Pha, Ba. And then next thing which comes is Bhay. He is fearful. अरे चला तो नहीं जाएगा, चला तो नहीं जाएगा. People are fearful of the things, of what they have. They should not lose it. And then ultimately they have to lose everything, and that is Ma, Mrityu. Spiritual life is to go from Pavarga to Apavarga. That is the entire purpose of Dharma. It is not to enjoy, it is not to get wealth of this world, it is to go beyond this material reality. We should never work to enjoy in this world. Enjoyment will come. And if you have ever thought, जीवन में ज़्यादा खुशी हो गई है यार, थोड़ा कम होता तो अच्छा होता. No, it's still, whether you like it or not, you don't want pain, right? It comes. कोई प्लान करता है थोड़ा दुख चाहिए लाइफ में, it comes. Similarly, whether we plan it or not, Sukha will also come according to our bhagya. Therefore, Prahlad, he tells his friends, he says, सुखमैन्द्रियकं दैत्या देहिनां देहयोगिनं सर्वत्र लभ्यते दैवाद् यथा दुःखं मयत्नतः. Oh my friends, please don't endeavor for happiness. It will come. Just like we don't endeavor for pain, it comes. Don't endeavor for happiness. तो किसके लिए फिर प्रयास करें? अभी सुख के लिए प्रयास नहीं करेंगे तो किसके लिए प्रयास करेंगे? तत्प्रयासो न कर्तव्यो. उसके लिए प्रयास मत करिए. Then try to get the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That means try to connect to God. तत्प्रयासो न कर्तव्यो यथा आयु वयपरम न तथा विन्दते क्षेमं मुकुंद चरणाम्बुजम. Try to connect to Bhagavad Gita. Try to follow what Krishna is speaking in Bhagavad Gita. Because that is the permanent gain. All the other gains of this world, they are temporary. So therefore, in this world, when people, they work, they only want enjoyment. They want the possessions, positions, relations. ये सब चाहिए. I want good position in the society. I want good luxury. Because when I get all these things, you know why people buy new things? You know, the car is there, but नहीं एक नया और नया मॉडल निकला है. मोबाइल तो है, आईफोन 17 आ गया है, तो वो लेना है. घर भी ठीक ठाक है, भाई बड़ा घर लेंगे तो और अच्छा होगा. Why? The needs are not so much. People want to show off. कि लोग आके बोलेंगे क्या घर है आपका, क्या कार है आपकी. Just imagine if you buy a new phone and nobody even acknowledges that you have a new phone. Waste हो गया यार. Nobody even tells that I have a new phone. अरे बाबा इतना बड़ा फोन लिया, देखो तो सही. So we want position and possessions so that ultimately we want to be happy, but we don't realize the happiness doesn't come from material things because the soul is spiritual. And the more we feed the spiritual things to the soul, that gives satisfaction. That gives happiness. And that is what Krishna teaches in Bhagavad Gita. And in therefore previous verse he said, please don't run after the things of the world. Bhog, Aishwarya, they are very dangerous for spiritual life. Don't run after them. They will come. Try to do the needful. Try to do whatever is needed. But don't get obsessed by the wealth of the world. We are spirit souls. We are not this body. So therefore, the spiritual goal is the main goal of living entity. That is called as Atmavan. To be established in the self. That is very important. Srila Prabhupada writes, all material activities involve action and reactions in the three modes of material nature. You know, these three modes are always working. We are always under the control of these three modes. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 14th chapter, all these three modes are always competing among each other. Sometimes Sattva Guna comes up, sometimes Rajogun, sometimes Tamogun. You know, I always give this example. Sunday, चलो Sunday, wow, Bhagavad Gita class जाएंगे, मजा आएगा, चलो आज कुछ सुनने को मिलेगा. And generally Bhagavad Gita class goes on till 8:30. Suppose I go on till 8:40. ठीक है, अभी 8:40. 8:45. ये तो 8:50. प्रभु जी दिस इज टू मच. आपको उधर बिठाया तो आपको जो कितना भी बोलेंगे. एंड इफ आई गो ऑन टिल 9 o'clock, नेक्स्ट संडे नहीं आएंगे बस. मतलब ये कोई हद, ये तो हद हो गए भाई. यू नो, दिस इज रेस्टलेसनेस, रजोगुण. मतलब ऐसा डिस्टर्बेंस, एजिटेशन होता है ना अंदर. होता, वो भी थोड़ा शुरू होगा, यू नो. And you know what is tamogun? Sometimes in the class, some people they sit very silently, ऐसा शांति से बैठते हैं, आँख बंद करके, और कभी-कभी मुस्कुराते भी आँख बंद करके. So either they are dozing off, or they are preparing to doze off, or they are really attentive. It is difficult to understand the difference between सत्वगुण and तमोगुण sometimes. दोनों ध्यान से ऐसा बैठते हैं ना, आंख खुली है, दोनों की आंख खुली है, बट दूसरे की आंख खुली नहीं है, आंख खुली है खाली, अंदर वाला स्विच ऑफ हो गया. So ultimately, Prabhupada writes that everything in this world is governed by the three modes of material nature. And the entire process of spiritual life is to go beyond the three modes, at least come to Sattvaguna. Because Sattvaguna is the right platform from where we can practice spiritual life. Rajoguna and Tamoguna, they are very difficult. We cannot practice spirituality if we are in Rajoguna and Tamoguna. It is just like if somebody has to take a flight. Easiest is if he is staying near the airport. If he is staying a little far, it will be difficult for him to reach airport. And but the problem is, what? Sometimes goodness also becomes ignorance. Flight किसकी छूटती है और ट्रेन किसकी छूटती है ना बहुत बार, जो सबसे पास में रहता है. सोचते हैं बगल में ही है ना, चले जाएंगे. That's how mind is. Even if you are in the mode of goodness, you can be cheated by your mind. Even if you are hearing Bhagavad Gita, even if you are given this process of Krishna consciousness, chanting, mind will cheat. अभी तो है ना फीडबैक, कहाँ जाने वाला फीडबैक, माला किधर जाने वाली है, कर ले. भगवद गीता आज नहीं पढ़ी, कोई बात नहीं, एज इट इज तो लिखा ही है, बाद में पढ़ लेंगे. That's how we are cheated many times. We can be very close, but still we can be cheated. So that's why spiritual life is very, very difficult. Shurasya dhara nishita duratyaya durgam patastat kavayo vadanti. It is like walking on the razor's edge. We have to be really careful, otherwise we may miss it. Prabhupada would say many times, Krishna consciousness is so simple, you may miss it. मतलब इतना सिंपल है कि भाई ठीक है ना, कभी भी कर लेंगे, नहीं होता है वो. We may miss. If we are not taking to this chanting regularly, we may miss. दिन निकल जाते हैं, हफ्ते निकल जाते हैं, महीने निकल जाते हैं, कभी कभी सालों निकल जाते हैं माला उठाने के लिए. We may keep on coming, but we may not develop that determination to chant. Because ultimately that is the most important thing. If all our hearing is not taking us to this one thing of chanting seriously, that means there is some problem. We are not sufficiently eager enough. क्लास में तो आ रहे हैं, सुन रहे हैं, but फिर भी नहीं सुन रहे हैं. Because that is the most important part. If we are not taking to chanting properly, not reading scriptures properly, if we are not reading regularly, the doubts will always haunt us. We will not be able to become strong in our intellectual convictions if we are not reading Gita. It's like, just imagine if in our book distribution month चल रहा है December का Gita marathon, and if somebody is distributing Gita announcing Gita लीजिए आपका जीवन सुधर जाएगा, एक आके बोलते हैं तेरा तो सुधरा हुआ नहीं लग, तो दुखी लग रहा है, क्या हुआ, मुझे पता नहीं, मेरा तो नहीं सुधरा, आप ले लो, आपका सुधर जाएगा तो बता देना. So if we are not practicing, then we will not get the conviction also. Then it will always remain the otherworldly thing. पता नहीं प्रभु जी इतना बोलते तो हैं, कुछ तो है, लेकिन पता नहीं क्या है, because माला नहीं उठा रहे. That is the most important part. And chanting, there are 5 things we should keep in the mind. Sanatana Goswami writes that in Bhakti Vilas. The first thing is manas samharanam. Control the mind. Wherever the mind goes, bring it back. Second thing is shuchi. Shuchi means external and internal purity. Externally pure, internally also pure. Third thing is maunam. Mauna means not speaking anything which is not connected to Krishna. These things we have to take care throughout our day. Mauna. That does not mean boss बोलेगा तो हाँ मौन है. आज गीता क्लास में सुन के आए हैं सर, कल ही सुना है मौन. तो बॉस भी मौन साइलेंटली लिख के देगा आपको. You go back. You are fired from the job. Maun means apart from our daily necessities, we will not speak any other thing of the world. आश्चर्यमेतद् हि मनुष्यलोके सुधां परित्यज्य विषं पिबन्ति नामानि नारायण गोचराणि त्यक्त्वान्यवाचा कुहका पठन्ति. कुलशेखर महाराज जी says आश्चर्य है. There is so much of astonishment. People in this world, they give up nectar and they drink poison. Sudham parityajya visham pibanti. What is nectar? What is poison? Namani narayana gocharani. The names of the Lord. They are like nectar. Tyaktva nyavacha kuhaka patanti. They give up nectar and they like to talk about all the things of the world. Sometimes people get very excited when it comes to gossip. Any of you have slept any time while gossiping? गप्पे मारते मारते सो गए? नहीं होता है. Now we get more excited, अरे मालूम है क्या हुआ? नहीं मालूम. अरे फिर तो बताना पड़ेगा, फिर तो मजा आएगा ना. You don't know. अरे वाह, पता रहेगा तो फिर मजा नहीं आता है. अरे ऐसा बोल, मतलब it gives another kick. मजा आ रहा है. तेरे को नहीं मालूम? अरे दुनिया भर को मालूम, तेरे को नहीं मालूम. And then after 1 hour, 2 hours चल रहा है बोलते हैं अरे जान दो ना, अपने क्या करने में छोड़ो. It is all poison. नामानि नारायण गोचराणि त्यक्त्वान्यवाचा कुहका पठन्ति. People are reading all the garbage of the world and they think, wow. People like to collect garbage. हम लोग ऐसे बोले कुछ भी, हम लोग नहीं करते ऐसा. All the things of the world, इधर का क्रिकेट गॉसिप, पॉलिटिकल गॉसिप एंड इधर का गॉसिप. और वो डिवोटी ने क्या किया? अरे वो तो अभी डिवोटी कथा है ना, ये तो सुनना ही पड़ेगा. Should be very careful not to hear anything which is not favorable for our spiritual practice. बहुत difficult है वो. Especially in devotee circles, many times it happens. Devotees are so interested in getting the knowledge of this world. वो अंटार्कटिक में क्या हो रहा है ना, मैं बताऊं? क्या करना है तेरे को अंटार्कटिक वाला पता करके? नहीं, you should be aware. बोले जनरल नॉलेज क्या करेंगे आप जान के भाई? आपको 50 पैसा भी बढ़ रहा है कि आपके बैंक अकाउंट में? You're wasting time. So maun is very important. Fourth is, what was the first thing? Manasamharanam, control of the mind. Second, shuchi, internal external purity. Third, mauna. Fourth is avyagratvam. Avyagratva means we should not be hasty in chanting our rounds. मेरे पास 15 मिनट है और मुझे 6 माला करनी है. अरे वो भगवान भी बोलेंगे भाई तू मत कर माला. तू क्या कर रहा है? तू कौन सा मंत्र जप कर रहा है? तो ऐसा मतलब कुछ लोग इतना स्पीड से करते हैं ना कि भगवान को भी लगा भाई मेरा नाम ले रहा है कि और किसी का ले रहा है, क्या चल क्या रहा है. और some people they chant as if they are गुनगुना रहे हैं भावरे. Avyagratvam. Don't be hasty. You want to develop relation with Krishna, right? If you want to develop relation with somebody, we have to spend quality time with that person. Spend quality time with Krishna. Spend time with names of the Lord properly. Don't, मतलब just imagine आपका कोई friend आया, आपसे बात कर रहा है, 1 मिनट में वो 60 बार घड़ी देख रहा है. आपको कैसा लगेगा? तो ये तो मेरे से मिलने ही नहीं आया लगता है. हम हम लोग एक चैंटिंग में, एक माला में कितनी बार घड़ी देखते हैं? कितना हो गया? बाप रे, इतना टाइम लग गया. Avyakratvam. And the last is Anirveda. Anirved means we should not be attached, if we should not feel disturbed even if we can't chant good rounds so far. Try to focus on the next round. क्योंकि मैंने 16 माला में से मेरी 15 माला एकदम वेस्ट हो गई है, एक मंत्र नहीं सुना. Any of you have experienced any time you chanted all your rounds and you could not hear even one mantra? ऐसा हुआ है किसी के साथ? एक भी मंत्र नहीं सुन पाया मैं. हुआ होगा ना? नहीं हुआ है तो अच्छा है. I'm happy that nobody is raising hands. You know? But होता है ऐसा, एक मंत्र भी नहीं सुनते. कोई बात नहीं. Next round is there for us. So unless we keep this priority, that this is the most important thing, then spiritual life is difficult. Otherwise, if we are not keeping this chanting as priority. So Prabhupada writes, the Vedas deal mostly with fruitive activities to gradually elevate the general public from field of sense gratification ultimately to transcendental plane. It takes long time. Sometimes it may take lifetimes. The Vedic process may take lifetimes for one to go to the highest level. Therefore, Krishna says just go beyond these worldly things. Traigunya Vishaya Veda, Nistraigunya Bhavarjuna. And Mahabharata deals with all this dharma, artha, kama a lot. Therefore, in our spiritual practices in Krishna consciousness, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, they are emphasized. Because they deal with the fifth level of Purushartha, that is Prema Pumartha Mahan. Try to develop loving relation with God. That is the most important thing. Okay, now, next verse. So Krishna, so far he has described about Karma Kanda, Karma Yoga. He has described about the various qualities needed for practice of karma, bhakti yoga, vyavasayatmika buddhi. Then he said we should go beyond the three modes. And now he gives an example of what Vedas deal with and what bhakti yoga deals with. Yavanartha udapane sarvata samplutodake tavan sarveshu vedeshu Brahmanasya Vijanata. Translation, somebody please read.
All purposes served by a small well can at once be served by a great reservoir of water. Similarly, all the purposes of Vedas can be served to one who knows the purpose behind them.
Yes. So now, as Krishna said in the previous verse, go beyond the Vedas. That doesn't mean he is rejecting the Vedas. He is telling Arjun, this is not for you. It is not that Vedas are all useless. No. But Vedas are not meant for devotional practitioners. They are meant for the world. It is needed for the world to live properly. Otherwise, they will not even practice Bhakti Yoga and they will not follow even Karma Yoga. So na idhar ke rahe, na udhar ke rahe. So therefore, he is not rejecting the Vedas. He says, Arjun, go beyond it. Now in this verse he says, Yavan Artha Udapane. Udapane means a small well. Whatever purpose is achieved by a small well. In the villages, Prabhupada writes in the purport that in villages there are different wells for different purposes. For drinking, one well. For washing clothes, another well. For giving water to the animals, other well. Different purposes. But if there is a great reservoir of water, a flowing river is there, all the purposes are solved. Then we don't have to go to different wells. The same river can be used for drinking also and giving food, water to the animals also, washing clothes, because it is flowing. So therefore, Krishna says, different devatas, they fulfill different desires. If you want good wife, good husband, wealth, good health, fame, prestige, power. Different devatas. They are different wells. But Krishna says, please don't go to all these different wells. Try to that great reservoir of water. Hey Krishna, Karuna Sindhu, He is the ocean of mercy. He can give everything. So try to connect to that Supreme Lord who can give everything needed for a devotee. Why we should go to all the devatas? Different well, इसके पास जाएंगे ये मिलेगा, इसके पास जाएंगे ये मिलेगा. No, I'll go to Krishna for everything. That is a devotee. So we should focus on the purpose. What do we want in life? Because ultimately, smartavya satatam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatuchit sarve vidhi nishedhasyu retayoreva kinkarah. All the rules and regulations of the scriptures are meant for one purpose. Two things. Always remember Krishna and never forget Krishna. Same thing, no? Spoken in two different ways, just to emphasize. Emphasize. This is most important. Smartavya satatam vismartavyo na jatuchit. So that's how it is so very important to understand the purpose. Otherwise, if we are not focusing on the purpose, we may get distracted. Why I am doing what I am doing? I don't know. If somebody asks you, Bhagavad Gita class के लिए जा रहे हैं, क्यों जा रहे हैं? मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ, क्यों जा रहे हैं? I don't know why I started going there. पता नहीं कौन सी घड़ी थी, कौन सा मुहूर्त था कि मैंने मान लिया उसकी बात फ्रेंड की. If you don't know the purpose, any small disturbance in our life and we'll think, पहले काम करते हैं, पहले भगवत गीता क्लास बंद करते हैं. Because we are not sure of the purpose. The purpose should be very clear. Otherwise, any small problem, first thing which goes out of the mind is chanting. इसको बंद करो पहले भगवत गीता क्लास को बंद करो, भगवत गीता को बंद करो. वो तो बंद ही रहती है बहुत बार. उसको लाल कपड़े में लपेट के रख दो. ऐसा जो लोग बोलते हैं ना, ऐसा एक बार ना बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का महीना चल रहा था, तो वन पर्सन वाज डिस्ट्रीब्यूटिंग डिवोटी. सो एक आदमी आता है, बोलते हैं, ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग, ये अपमान हो रहा है. क्या हो गया भाई? अरे ये भगवत गीता इतनी हमारी पवित्र धार्मिक ग्रंथ है, इसको कोई ठेले पे रख के बेचता है क्या? बोले क्या करना चाहिए फिर? अरे इसको मंदिर में लाल कपड़े में लपेट के रखना चाहिए. क्यों? अरे उसको पूजा करेंगे ना उधर. So that is how people are, don't know the purpose. एक दूसरा आदमी आके बोलता है, ये क्या कर रहे हैं आप लोग, भगवत गीता का अपमान कर रहे हैं, कोई गीता बेचता है क्या? अरे कृष्ण ने अर्जुन को फ्री में सुनाई थी, ये फ्री में दो आप, ये कोई बेचता है ये बुक? तो डिवोटी भी इंटेलिजेंट बोलते, कहाँ सुनाई थी? बोले कुरुक्षेत्र में सुनाई ना, फ्री में सुनाई थी. तो बोलता है एक काम करिए, ये यहाँ पे ये है मुंबई है, ये कुरुक्षेत्र से मुंबई तक ट्रांसपोर्ट चार्ज है, ये दे दीजिए. So people, they are not interested in understanding the purpose, so they keep making excuses. If we don't read, if we don't understand, we'll also, our mind will give so many excuses and you will say yes बराबर बोल रहा है, मैंने तो सोचा ही नहीं. Mind can give n number of excuses. और अगर एक्स्ट्रा एक्सक्यूज चाहिए तो चैंटिंग उठाइए, माला उठाइए, तो और अच्छे एक्सक्यूज आएंगे. All the creative thoughts come, creative juices start secreting when you start chanting. Why? किसी के साथ एक्सपीरियंस, ऐसे नए आइडियाज आते हैं कि, और जैसे ही फीडबैक रखा सब गायब हो जाते हैं. टुडे ओनली, ऐसा होना नहीं चाहिए लेकिन अब याद बताता हूँ. I was chanting in the morning and I remembered something, ये करना है. So I thought okay अभी I'll not note it down, ठीक है बाद में करेंगे. And I finished my round and I sat for 5 minutes thinking क्या था वो जो याद आया और गायब हो गया, फिर याद ही नहीं आया. मैं बोला यार 5 मिनट भी वेस्ट हो गया. दोबारा चैंटिंग उठा, फिर से याद आ गया वो. That's our mind is. expert in cheating us. And next time you will feel, एक काम करते हैं, नोटबुक लेके बैठते हैं, लिख लेते हैं important चीजें. So that's how we should be aware of the purpose. Otherwise, our mind will really cheat us. Okay, we'll continue from 46th verse next class. Anybody has any questions? Yeah, yes.
Power, like upper.
Apavarga means apavarga, going beyond this pavarga. पावर्ग के परे जाना है उसको बोलते हैं मुक्ति. इस संसार के चक्र में 5 चीजें होती हैं ना. 5 things are always there in this world. This world is पावर्ग. परिश्रम, pain, बंधन, भय, मृत्यु. Purpose of spiritual life is to go from this pavarga to apavarga. This word apavarga is very famous. Apavarga vartmani. I want to go to apavarga life. That means spiritual life. Spiritual life. Pavarga ke pare. Apavarga. Not of this pavarga. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so we'll stop here. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Namo Vishnu Padaya